An audit pharmacist is a formal review of operations and processes to make sure that pharmacies are compliant with pharmacy regulations. It can come in many different types, including desktop, on-site, and even investigational pharmacy audits. National University's Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy is a 4-year degree program that provides a broad spectrum of scientific training composed of general education courses, core courses, and professional courses, which are a blend of pharmaceutical chemistry and pharmaceutics and life sciences. The program includes experiential pharmacy practice or internships in the last year, where students will be assigned to various CHED-accredited and affiliated establishments, supervised by preceptors covering a period of 1,200 hours distributed as follows: 300 hours in community pharmacy, 120 hours in institutional pharmacy, 300 hours in hospital pharmacy, 180 hours in public health and regulatory pharmacy, and 300 hours in industrial pharmacy. And now let's embark to the interview of our pharmacist in the given field. Once again, this is brought to you by National University, College of Allied Health, Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy first-year students. Starting point for your future.
Good morning, everyone. We are students from National University BS Pharmacy, and as our term requirement for our subject perspective in pharmacy, we are tasked to conduct an interview regarding different pharmacy practices. And we would like to thank our guest, a registered pharmacist, Mr. John Anthony Bingon, an audit pharmacist working for the Optum Philippines. So, sir, can you please give us some insights about your work? What do audit pharmacists really do?
Sure. So my department is Pharmacy Network Audit. What we primarily do within the department is we audit. That means we verify the prescriptions submitted by pharmacists in the US. So in terms of verifying, there are lots of factors we check. We check the dosing, the calculations, if those billings are correct. Also, we check the clinical aspect, like possible drug-drug interaction, duplication of therapies, and such. So it's a conglomerate of different, we call this, pharmacy practices and an unconventional setup. So, yep.
Thank you po, sir. To be honest with you po, ngayon lang po namin nalaman na meron audit pharmacist po. Kasi di ba po ang usual area of practice ng pharmacy is community, hospital, ganun po. So, thank you po for sharing the insights po about audit pharmacy. So, sir, to have a better understanding of who you are, can you please tell us your educational background, awards that you have received, and a glimpse of who you were as a pharmacy student?
Sure. So, again, my name is John Anthony Pingol. I was a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy from the University of Luzon in Dagupan City, Pangasinan. So, from there on, I started as a community pharmacist as well as an academe until I transitioned here with Optum. Aside from my degree as a pharmacist, I'm also a certified Lean Six Sigma yellow belt holder, a pharmacy benefit manager certified technician, and a certified agile practitioner and product owner as of now. In terms of awards, I'm not that award driven. However, during my tenure as one of the frontliners for the department, I usually receive one of the awards for top employees or top performers within the department. And as I go on with the journey here in Optum, I transitioned my focus into innovation. So from that transition, I usually receive the Bright Idea Award, which primarily focus on one of the core values of the company, which is innovation. This promotes enhancements, changes, and projects that would improve a certain department or a program. So, as you can see, napakalayo with our community or with our usual practice na. And if you're asking if how I was when I was a student, a typical nobody, yun yung masasabi ko. Why? Because I shifted universities when I was on the second year. So when it's time for the internship to start already, I was forced to shift universities dahil sa financial. So that means wala akong kilala dun sa bagong university. And then, wala akong circle of friends. So, wala talaga. Nag-uumpisa ako from zero. But as I go on with my journey do sa university, nagkaroon ako ng small group by which we're also, you could call the irregulars. Kasi hindi naman kami yung kasama do sa regular curriculum for that specific university. And I think we did fare better when we were a group than when we were working as individuals. Why? Kasi our group aimed that ma-push namin yung isa't isa. Yung bang hihilain namin yung isa to improve their performance, as well as pag hindi na gets nung isa, there's one member of the group na share niya yung knowledge para maintindihan ng entire group. And then from there on, I think nakita kami ng ibang social groups within a college or university as sort of a friendly competitor. So ayun, they saw us as a competitor, and slowly ginagaya na rin nila yung practice namin when we were there, still studying. So yun, just a simple student working hard to graduate.
That's very nice, sir. Sana maging ganyan din po kami.
Oh, kaya yan.
Successful. Ayun, sir. We can see that you are very dedicated to your work, and we are also aware of how you impact and help our society as you work in a medical-related field. However, sir, during your days as a pharmacy student, do you have another dream of area of practice? And what led you to your current area of practice, sir?
Okay. Before I graduated, or even I practiced the pharmacy, my dream position, to be honest, is to be part of the R&D team, so research and development team in a marketing or manufacturing company. So yun yung dream role ko. However, since tough yung competition within those positions, and usually since nasa province yung university, medyo mahirap makapasok kung minsan. With that, I started as a community pharmacist, and while doing community pharmacy, I was teaching as well as a sideline from the university. And yun, slowly I transitioned out of those practices, the usual or orthodox practice we have, because I believe in order for me to teach students better, I need to know, or I need to explore the practice so that I could share more sa students, para pag nandun na sila sa field, they would have those skill sets para prepare sila kapag itatako nila yung iba't ibang fields when they would now be the professionals doing their own journeys. So that's my primary reason kung bakit ako nag-transition from a community to an orthodox position.
Thank you, sir. I really admire your work's ethic po dun sa mga sinabi niyo po, and you handle your pressure so well po ng mga panahon na yun. And I think po makakatulong po yung mga yun po sa amin, lalo sa mga future pharmacists din na to work keep in perspective po. My question po are, to be fully prepared to work as an adult pharmacist, what preparations did you do, and what are your roles in your area of practice po?
In terms of preparations, iba-iba kasi yung iba-iba yung skill set we need for every role we have. So for example, in a community setting, it's more on an interpersonal kasi we're focusing on our customers, right? Hospital, we need to focus more on a clinical side. Manufacturing, more on research, development. But here in the position, it's more of you need to have your core. Anong ibig sabihin namin ng core for the position is that you should master the basics. Why? Since the position is a conglomerate of all the skills we have, it's a must that you know how to calculate, how to understand medications, even do simple research, because you need to accomplish those audits, those questions within a specific set of period before those prescriptions be released to the patient para ma-prevent natin yung patient harm. So, um, skill sets, preparation, more on just focus on what's being taught during our theoretical setup. Hindi madali na ma-practice or mag-capture yung mga skills during theory, but once you're in the practice, unti-unti nyo siyang ma-absorb, unti-unti nyo siyang maiintindihan. So just absorb as much as possible of those theories and skills, and then pusa siyang lalabas when you're in your specific field of practice. So in terms of roles within the position or within the company, I find it very different with the current or usual setups. Why? Because in a community setup, the highest position you might have there would be a branch manager. It's rarely that you go up into the ladder as area manager or as area supervisor or whatnot. Usually, pharmacist ends up primarily as the pharmacist within the branch or as an area manager only. Same goes kapag sa manufacturing, it's hard to be the chief within a specific department. And in terms of hospital naman, it's more of seniority. Diba? But with the company I'm with, there are lots of position you never knew you would be able to explore. Anong ibig sabihin namin dito? There are positions where if you want to focus on being a people servant, those are the positions for being managers, supervisors, and leaders. There are also positions where you want to train or to learn. We have those trainers, those supports, positions where you want to be more on the innovation and the project side. So maraming skill sets na or maraming positions na I never knew it's available for a pharmacist to perform or accomplish nung hindi pa ako nagiging part ng company. Ayun. So those are just the some of the roles within the current practice.
Thank, thank you so much, sir, for the answer. It's really informative.
Mm.
Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes.
me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Moving to the next part. What are the opportunity career growth in the and also what advice can you give to the pharmacy students like us, who wish to pursue a career in your area of practice?
Sure. In terms of opportunities, as I've said earlier, there are many positions that you won't know it's open for a pharmacist to explore, since it's the unorthodox field. Um, Opportunities like being a trainer, being a Six Sigma consultant, being an agile practitioner. You won't hear that if you're just in a community setting, in a hospital setup. Those are some of the opportunities. What other opportunities? There's a possibility as well that you might be absorbed or you might be pulled into the US. if the company of or if the department wants you to work within the US. Um, so that's one of the great opportunities I see for this specific position or role. And in terms of advice, I think one of the best advice I could give you, and I'm giving to everyone that I have received from one of my mentors, is that we should own our journey. What do I mean that own our journey? Um, your own story is your own to write. Don't focus on anyone else. You have your own time. You have your own span. You have your own skill set. Learn to explore those. Don't be enclosed within that specific age. You need to be brave enough to explore what you want. You need to be proactive in order to explore out. You need to take the initiative, the first step, because you will never know those skills that you have. You won't be able to fully explore your own personality, your own professional skills if you won't take ownership of your journey. So don't be afraid to jump boats. But if you're going to jump boats, always be reminded that you are a professional, regardless if you're a registered pharmacist or not. Be professional as much as you can, because at the end of the day, you're still a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy. So you still have to be professional. Why? Even if you're not a registered pharmacist in the long run, you have those skill sets, and who knows? You might not be the pharmacist here in the Philippines, but in a other country, you will be one, and you will still carry those professional skills in that specific country or position.
All right. Thank you so
Okay.
much, sir, for
Thank
answering
you
all
very
the
much, sir. Thank
questions.
Um,
Yes. Thank you so much, sir, for answering all of the questions. And I think pharmacists like you really needs to be acknowledged more since you've been a very big help to the industry. And bilang pharmacy students, aware po kami kung gaano kahirap and gaano nakakapagod yung mga subjects and nakaka-proud and nakaka-amaze at the same time na na-manage niyo po lahat yun. So I
mm,
think this sums up our interview. Thank you so much po again for lending us some of your time. We learned a lot and we hope our viewers do too. Thank you so much po.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you po,
Thank you
sir.
po, sir.
So much,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.